Now, with lower league football, signing players on loan from clubs in high divisions is really common. A lot of clubs in League 2 will have between 4 and 6 every single season, and in today's video we're going to be ranking the top 10 best loan signings that Bradford City have made since 2018. Now, over the last 6 or 7 years, Bradford City have probably had between 30 and 50 loan players, and there was a lot of very bad ones. So if you want to see me rank the top 10 worst Bradford City loan signings, then let me know down in the comment section down below. Drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new, and get your listing down in the comment section down below, and let's get into it. In at 10th position then, we have Podio Connor, who signed on loan from Leeds United in the January of 2019. Spent the second half of our relegation season from League 1 into League 2 with the football club before signing a 3-year contract. And maybe I'm factoring in his performances a little bit from that permanent spell where he obviously spent 3 years, but I do remember in the 18-19 season him being pretty solid. I think it was his first loan spell away from Leeds, and a lot of people at Leeds United saw him one day making it into the first team, and that is obviously why he came out on loan to us in League 1, and I thought he was pretty solid in that season. 10 appearances, 7 starts. I can't really go into too much depth in terms of the statistics because SofaScore doesn't go that far back, but I'm happy to put Podio Connor in at 10th position after what was a pretty successful loan spell. Obviously he must have been half decent if we then signed him on a 3-year contract, and he did pretty well in that time as well. In at 9th position then, I have gone with Tyreek Gray for his first loan spell with Bradford City. Obviously he is now currently occupying his 3rd stay with the football club, but his first spell where he's playing left wing in a 4-2-3-1, the first half of the playoff season. Obviously he was then sold on to Plymouth in the January, and in the first half of that campaign got a fair few goal contributions, 4 goals and 2 assists in 12 starts for him, and it looked like he was going to go on and have a really successful season, but then obviously went to Plymouth, didn't really work out there. We signed him last season on loan and didn't really impress. We then decided to pay money for him in the summer, got him in on a permanent 2-year deal, and he's just getting worse and worse. But in this specific first loan spell with Bradford City, playing as a left winger in a 4-2-3-1, that explosive pace was absolutely excellent. Under Mike Hughes, he was absolutely flying, so he's in at 9th position for me. It's quite ironic because his second loan spell could easily make the top 10 worst loan signings that Bradford City have made, so it is very important that I do specify which spell, and there's another player who will come on to later on in today's video who probably also does fit into that criteria. So we'll move on then to 8th position, and I have gone with Jonathan Tomkinson. Obviously spent last season on loan with the football club from Norwich City, really struggled to get into the side, ball playing defender under Mike Hughes, who was playing a kind of ball playing system, didn't give him a chance. Then Alexander came in, who's a bit more direct, and Tomkinson absolutely smashed it. 23 League 2 appearances last season, 17 of them being starts. No goal contributions, but did contribute to 7 clean sheets, over 1 interception per game, 1.7 tackles per game, 3.1 clearances per game as well. He did commit 1 penalty offence, which was away at Crewe Alexandra. He only won 54% of his ground duels and only 50% of his aerial duels, which I think is quite poor for a centre-half who's 6'3", 6'4", but he's not really a physical defender. One thing that did frustrate me a little bit with Tomkinson is he would miss the odd game because he wanted to play for USA's under 20s or whatever it was, so he could then play in the World Cup. Obviously this season has played quite a lot for Norwich City's under 21s, but he is now 22 years of age, so I do expect him to secure a permanent move away from the football club in the summer when his contract with the Canaries does expire. Last season though, I think he was really good for us in the majority of the games that he did play, so he's in 8th position for me. In 7th place, I'm going to go with Jack Payne. Obviously spent the full of the 2018-19 season on loan with the football club from rivals Huddersfield Town. In total, in that season, he got 16 goal contributions in 47 matches in all competitions, 9 goals in the league, 5 assists in the league, and he also got an assist in the FA Cup and EFL trophy as well. Played less than 3,000 minutes, obviously, up until the January of that season, was absolutely excellent. There were rumours then that we decided to start paying all of his wages. He was on about 10 grand a week, something like that, and I think he only got a couple of goal contributions past January. I will just quickly go through and double check. In the second half of the season, he got 1 goal and 1 assist from the 12th of January onwards, which tells you how poor that he was after that. In 6th position, I'm going with a current loanee at Bradford City, and that is Jack Shepherd. He is currently occupying the left centre-back role in a 3-5-2 formation, worked his way into the side and has been very good in a lot of the games that he has played. A few times when he's come on off the bench, like Grimsby away, even Walsall away, he hasn't been amazing, but apart from that, I think he's been at least a 7, maybe even an 8 out of 10 in a lot of games. Scored a couple of goals. The goal at home to Gillingham was absolutely excellent. 12 appearances appearances for him so far this season, 8 of them being starts, 2 goals for him. Apparently he's only kept the 1 clean sheet so far this season, but I don't think that's too surprising. We haven't really kept too many clean sheets. He's averaged 1.1 tackles per game, 2.8 balls recovered per game, and 4.4 clearances per game as well. He has an 80% successful dribble rate. He wins 61% of his ground duels and 70% of his aerial duels, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Even his passing accuracy as well, to be fair, a 70% passing accuracy for a direct side. I think that is pretty solid. Obviously 80% in his own half. I think he's a very, very good player. Certainly a player who could certainly do a job in League One for Barnsley this season, but Jack Shepherd, for me, I think he deserves to be in the top 10, and I'm putting him in 6th place. Before we do get any further though with today's video, don't forget to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 100 likes on today's video? That'd be massively appreciated, and don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. What would your top 10 ranking be? Let me know all that sort of stuff in the comment section. In at 5th position then, I'm going to go with David Ball. Obviously, he was also on loan with the football club in the 18-19 season, and statistically got way more goal contributions than Jack Payne, but I thought he was more consistent throughout the full campaign. Played as a striker, as a number 10, a number 8 at times, played on the wing, very versatile, always played where the manager asked him to play, and in all competitions did actually end the season with 11 goal contributions in 45 matches. He did also get 2 assists in an Australian Cup match, but that obviously don't count towards Bradford City, and I thought he was pretty solid in that season, always gave it his all. There were a lot of players who didn't really do that in that season, but David Ball was certainly one of them for me. Got goal contributions, worked his socks off, and gave us a very memorable moment at home at 2 Shrewsbury Town when we were 3-1 up, ended up conceding a 93rd minute penalty, and David Ball went up the other end and ended up winning the football match for us in the 96th minute with a brilliant solo run. There was only about 8,000 in the ground at that time, maybe even less, but for that moment alone, that is kind of our Balotelli Aguero. While not quite to the same extreme, we've not really get many moments like that as Bradford City fans, so David Ball's in at 5th. In at 4th position then, I've gone with another player who was on loan in the season that we were relegated. I guess that goes to tell you how poor our permanent recruitment was in that season, but I'm going to go Lewis O'Brien. Spent the season, I think, on loan from Huddersfield Town in there, and got 7 goal contributions in 40 League One matches for us, and again, I think this was his first loan spell, first senior loan spell, and he was absolutely brilliant. The legs and energy, I don't think I've seen a player as energetic as Lewis O'Brien. I'd absolutely love for a player like that in our midfield. The tenacity in there, very good going forward, brilliant defensively, could play central midfield where he played for the large part, but even did a job at left back, left wing back, if you need him to left midfield in a 4-4-2. He's very versatile, and I think his attributes certainly prove that. Obviously, he's played quite a lot in the Championship. I think didn't actually play in the Premier League because he wasn't registered, and I think now he's playing over in America. But Lewis O'Brien, for me, was very good in this season for his first loan spell as well, so he's in at 4th position. In at 3rd place then, this one kind of links back to the Tyreek Gray point from earlier. I'm going to go with Dion Pereira, but only for his first spell with the football club, because obviously his second spell, he was absolutely nowhere near it. But in that 21-22 season, he signed on loan from Luton Town in the January. We didn't see him for the first couple of months. Derek Adams then got the sack, but Mark Hughes got the best out of Dion Pereira, and while I think he only got 1 goal and 1 assist in that time, the kind of ability we saw from Dion Pereira, every time he got on the ball, he excited me. He made me want to go out and play football, and we've not really seen many players at Bradford City make you do that. He was someone who got you off the edge of the seat. He made the opposition look silly at times as well, and like I say, sometimes you have a player who might not get the goal contributions, but he brings the enjoyment factor to football, and I think as a player, you have to have one or the other, and Dion Pereira certainly did bring that. Just the 10 appearances for him, only the 9 starts, like I say, 1 goal, 1 assist, didn't really offer much defensively, but a 61% successful dribble rate, averaging 2.5 dribbles per 90 as well. I think he's really, really impressive. So Dion Pereira for me, not because of goals, assists, all that sort of stuff, but just for pure enjoyment factor, vibes, all that sort of stuff. Dion Pereira was brilliant in that season. The next season, absolutely miles off it. But Dion Pereira in that season deserves to be 3rd on the year. And I think at the moment he's absolutely smashing it at Dagenham. Got over 10 goal contributions, I think, in like 13, 14 games. In at 2nd position then, I have gone with, at the time, Crystal Palace loanee Scott Banks. Obviously, he was part of our playoff campaign, got the assist in the playoff semi-final 2nd leg. I think, did he actually technically get the assist for the first goal in the first leg as well for Jamie Walker. Did he prod the ball through? I could be wrong there, but he played 29 times in that season, only 21 of them being starts. Got 6 goals and 3 assists, so 9 goal contributions in 21 starts for a wide player. He's absolutely brilliant, and I was really impressed with Scott Banks. Scored a vast majority of goals, a wide variety, not a vast majority, a wide variety is the sentence that I'm looking for. That goal away at Sutton, while some might argue it was a cross, brilliant. The free kick at home to Wimbledon, absolutely excellent. Scored some important goals like at home to Sutton, scored away at Rochdale as well. And for me personally, Scott Banks was just a player that you enjoyed to watch. Left-footed right wingers will always have a special place in a football fan's heart. Scott Banks certainly brought that, and I think he's now occupying a place in the Bundesliga with St. Pauli. I think he's had 5 substitute appearances, yet to register a goal contribution, but played away at Dortmund the other day. Would you rather be playing away at Barrow or away at Dortmund? That's probably why he's gone there instead of coming back to Bradford City, but he was brilliant in that season, so he's in second. And in my opinion, the best loanee that Bradford City have had since the 2018-19 season is none other than Sir Andrew Ellis-Cook. Now, a lot of people might forget how important he was to keeping Bradford City in the Football League because of the things he's gone on to achieve since that, when obviously we signed him on a permanent deal, then signed a 3-year deal. You know, he's been with the club for a very long time now, but in that season, the second half of that season, he got 8 goals and 1 assist in 16 starts. He was battling for a place with Danny Rowe. Andy Cook was clearly the better of the two, and was just absolutely excellent. Scored goals for fun, and that was probably not even the leanest, meanest version of Andy Cook that we've seen, because across a full season, that's probably going to get you 22 goals and maybe 5 or 6 assists, something like that, which is obviously very good, but we all saw what he did in the playoff season for Bradford City. But he was so important in keeping the football club in the division. Scored goals for fun, won us a lot of points as well, and that was kind of the start of something very special that Andy Cook has built with Bradford City. In that January transfer window, Andy Cook signing on loan was kind of the only poor piece of business that I thought we did at the time. That goes to show how little that I know about football. But Andy Cook in that season almost single-handedly kept Bradford City in the Football League, so he absolutely has to win that. But there we have it then. In my opinion, that is the top 10 best Bradford City loanees that we've had since 2018-19 season. If you have enjoyed watching, make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 100 likes on today's video? That'd be massively appreciated. And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below, what would your top 10 be? Thank you all for watching though, and I'll see you very soon for another one.